We've all been there. You've been through a particularly rough fight, everyone is hurting, and you're all out of short rests. Long resting isn't an option right now due to perceived time constraints, even if you do have 3,000 camp supplies. So I guess it's time to have everyone chug 1,000,000 potions. But here's the thing, it isn't. There are a whole lot of things in Baldur's Gate 3 that the game doesn't tell you about. The game's tutorial is remarkably flat and expects you to go dig through a really bland page that just spews bare bones information at you, regardless of what questions you may have. Heck, the darn thing doesn't even teach you about healing, spells, potions, crafting, none of it. What I explained earlier is basically how I had been approaching things. Generally, potions were inefficient to use, especially during combat unless it was an emergency. And outside of combat, it never felt good to use them unless I had used all of my short rests and my healers couldn't afford to spare the spell slots. Potions were to be saved for emergencies during combat when the healer couldn't spare to spend the turn doing something about our low health totals. But one day I was talking to a friend, and he mentioned potions being completely broken. I was a bit confused. As far as I could tell, they generally sucked. 4 to 10 points of healing isn't a ton, especially as you start to level up. At level 1, when you only have 8 HP, sure, they're great, but they're basically useless past a certain point. But then he told me you could use them to group heal. Now, I had thrown a potion to revive an ally during combat, which is a whole nother thing that they really should teach you about, but I had never really considered throwing them outside of combat. In my mind, I thought that surely 4 to 10 points of healing would just be dispersed throughout the whole party, so I never really bothered. But that's not how it works. Instead, everyone hit with the potion rolls their own values. I put together this comparison for you. In this first part, everyone drinks their own potions. Let's see how they do. While not everyone is at full health, with 5 potions we managed to heal 40 HP. Now, let's group everyone up and use 5 potions and see how that goes. One thing to keep in mind is that your aim definitely matters. They don't seem the most consistent. Sometimes highlighting all 3 members will heal only 2, and sometimes highlighting 2 will only heal 1. So make sure to make adjustments to the group as you go, and as they approach full health if you want to avoid wasting potions. But either way, we made those 5 potions heal 63 HP instead of 40 HP, which is a really good 40% increase in efficiency. I kept throwing some more potions if you want to see how that goes. And the big one ended up healing for plus 21. So it really does apply to whatever type of potion you throw. It's wild, honestly. It makes it so clerics only have to heal inside of combat instead of outside of it, allowing you to put those spell slots to use on other support or offensive spells. It makes little sense to spend a level 1 spell slot on healing 7 total damage. Prayer of Healing managed to heal 41 HP for a single level 2 spell slot, which isn't bad, but it still left Gale and Astarion really hurting, and short of a short rest, the only way I'm getting them back to full health would be with those potions. And you can have the number you need simply by grouping them up and throwing them. Short rests heal the most damage for sure. Long rests heal all of it and you get those spell slots back, but it sometimes feels risky to let too much time pass, even if there is no actual risk. If you've got the supplies or the gold, potions are a really good alternative. To make sure it goes smoothly, be sure to unlink the party and position all 4 of your members manually before throwing it at your feet. That way you can ensure everyone gets the bonuses without having to worry about the AI moving one of them away just as you go to throw it. I know they technically only move when you move, but I've certainly run into too many instances where the bots move at an inconvenient time and step onto a trap we very well knew about. So that wraps up this quick and easy Baldur's Gate 3 guide on how to better use healing potions. I hope it proved useful. Have any tips like this that you'd recommend to other players? Make sure to leave them in the comments below. Want to support the channel? There's a Patreon linked in the description for you to check out. I just put the August channel update up there, so there's some fresh channel insight waiting for you. For now though, I think that's it. I'll see you next time.